Developing overnight, Gresta injustice. The Aussie journalist wins a retrial on terrorism charges but remains stuck behind bars in Egypt. We'll get a government's response.
Happening today, hot in the city. Melbourne and Adelaide to be hit by extreme temperatures. Stand by for the latest advice from authorities.
Plus, wrong turn, the changed crash testing laws which will make new cars less safe.
The truth is out there. UFOs are no longer something for the X-Files. What the CIA has revealed about them.
And double act.
Oh, I'm your greatest masterpiece. You ruined me.
When the Veronicas had a spellbound in the studio last year. It's Friday, the 2nd of January, 2015.
Across Australia, this is Sunrise on 7. Now live from Brekkie Central, Koch and Monique.
We're organised.
Morning. I sat on my cords before and almost pulled my ear out.
Hate it when that happens.
Yeah, not good.
Morning.
Welcome everyone, how are you? Oprah Winfrey's life coach is going to solve everything for us today.
Great. It's a big job.
Any problems?
Good way to start the new year.
Exactly
sort
right.
out your life.
Yeah.
And
How long
get
has she
things
got?
in order.
She got a bit of time?
Hermione, any problems in your life we'd like to ask her?
I'll have a think
On your
about
behalf?
Yeah,
Anything you
please.
need worked out, Brett?
Okay.
Yeah,
Got
I'll make a
what to
list.
ask her.
A long list.
I mean, she will have no time with me. I'm done. Sorted.
Sorted?
Yeah,
pretty
no,
good.
no
a
improvements.
balanced human being.
No improvements could possibly be made. No, she'd be with me for a long time. She's going to be good. Looking forward to that. First up, though, it's time for the news with Hermione.
Thank you, Mon. Good morning, everyone. Egypt's highest court has ordered a retrial for Australian journalist Peter Gresta and two of his colleagues, but they're still stuck behind bars. The decision was made after a short appeal hearing in Cairo last night, attended by Peter's parents. His mother was hopeful he would be freed. Gresta was jailed for 7 years for allegedly spreading false information. Defence lawyers believe the retrial will be held within a month. Recovery crews in Tasmania will need to wait for specialist deep-sea equipment to retrieve the bodies of two men killed in a light plane crash during the Sydney-Hobart yacht race. Crews yesterday raised the plane from the seabed to within 15 metres of a police boat, but the rope snapped, sending the aircraft back to its resting place. And coming up, he's on a roll for a world record. Meet the lawn bowls coach, hoping to stay on the green for 60 hours straight. We'll cross live to the attempt. But now it's back to Kochie and Mon.
What a great outfit, too.
Yeah,
60
fluoro.
hours of lawn bowls.
Could be the big bash of bowls, couldn't it, really?
Just
an idea.
Imagine if
Throwing
you
it out
gave
there.
bowls a big bash makeover.
Yep.
Wow.
Just think about it. Think about the
It's going to
opportunity.
be big.
You could bowl overarm.
There you go.
That would really
Shake it up.
set the sport
It's
on its
already
ear.
a dangerous sport.
I think that's
The stress. No, it's the heart attacks.
Really?
Especially 60 hours of it. It's going to be a tense morning. Anyway, we're going to check in with him a little bit later. Right now, though, let's head to Eddie with the weather by the sea again.
Good morning, team. Fresh as a daisy today. You'll be pleased to know we're down here at Icebergs in Bondi. You know, it's very few times in commercial television when you hope no one's watching. Yesterday was one of those. But it was good fun. Good fun to catch up with all those revellers and the rest of the team that was still going in the early hours. Today we have water polo by the sea down here at Icebergs. Going to give you more details on that, but also more details on those fire weather warnings that Hermione mentioned. They include WA, the Goldfields and Gascoyne regions, also other parts of the interior. In South Australia, there's a catastrophic fire danger warning for the Mount Lofty area. Also Adelaide, of course, and other parts of the state. In Victoria, the western part of the state, including Melbourne as well. So we'll keep you across those details throughout the morning as we bring you the forecast.
Wow, look at those swimmers though behind you getting pounded by the waves coming over the pool. Big swells, aren't there?
What a way to start the morning. If you can't be at home watching sunrise, that's the only other way to start the morning.
Unperturbed.
Yeah, it is a big swell. It's out there at the moment. It's a bit deceptive, so be a bit careful if you go to the beach today.
Yeah.
Up next, can't bowl, can't bat, can sledge. Ahead, the PM admits his cricketing strength to the Australian and Indian teams at Kirribilli House.
And later, Nelson reveals why Selena Gomez is in big trouble in Abu Dhabi.
Everywhere news is happening, 7 Local News is there.
The young thief gave the game away from the start. They allegedly armed themselves with 2 knives from the kitchen and went from room to room. Still, nobody woke up.
Phew, it's going to be a scorcher in Victoria and South Australia today, with temperatures expected to reach over 40 degrees in some areas. And as temperatures rise, so do the fire warnings, with catastrophic conditions in some areas.
So let's get the latest. Michael Felgate is in Melbourne for us and Deanna Williams is in Adelaide. Morning to you both. Michael, to you first. Just how high are the temperatures expected to reach there today?
All right, guys, keep us posted. Thank you. Ahead on Sunrise, is it too easy to become a teacher? Well, the Education Union says it is, and that some new teachers may have less ability than their students.
What?
We'll look at what's caused the drop in standards.
Interesting. But next, get off your bike, Tony. We'll tell you why the PM's doctor is advising that he ditch the two-wheeler.
I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle.
Now, Tony Abbott has been warned to change his fitness regime. The Australian newspaper is reporting the recently retired official physician to 5 Prime Ministers believes Mr Abbott should give up his morning bike ride. Dr Graham Killer, that's the name of the doctor, give you confidence, says he wished Mr Abbott would take up a less accident-prone way to stay fit. Resident Larry Lycra, is he
middle-aged man in Lycra, yes.
Is he putting himself at risk?
No,
he
not
is
at all.
surrounded by so many.
Oh, but look at that.
That's what happens when you do come off.
So you've had a few crashes in your time?
Look, there's a risk to anything. I think it's great that he gets out there and keeps himself fit and healthy.
I wonder what he thought of the, of just walking. Like, we much preferred John Howard's walking regime because I miss the tracksuit.
Well, you could trip on something though. There's a risk in walking.
No.
Well, that's right.
Trip over your long tracky dacks.
Yeah, a branch could stab you in the eye.
It's all got a risk.
Exactly. Hey, we've had a funny photo sent in by one of our viewers. Bronwyn says that she and her husband were on a New Year's Day drive on Queensland's Darling Downs when they spotted Koch's face. It was on a sign on a toilet door. Bronwyn said that they all had a very good laugh. Isn't that nice?
How do you feel about that?
Well, a lot of people think I talk shit.
That's very nice. It's nice that you're welcoming people into the bathroom.
They're
What an honour.
super funny in the Darling Downs.
Yeah, great.
What do you think of all the people they could have put on there? They chose you.
Yeah, what an
I'm
honour.
honoured.
What an honour.
I'm not sure whether I should be, but I feel honoured. I'm going to take it as a positive.
Yeah, and you help get people's
Rather
movements
than
going.
negative.
It's great.
Still to come this morning, she's Opera's life coach. Now, Gabby Bernstein is here to help us all. We're going to chat to her in the studio about how to change your life for the better this year.
But after the break, this morning's news and the very latest on the extreme heat for Melbourne and Adelaide. Sunrise, we'll be back very soon.
The heat is on.
On Weekend Sunrise, how to live to 100. The town that may hold the secret to a long and healthy life. Plus, the lawyer who says the law is ruining our lives.
It's a formula for paralysis, not freedom.
Weekend Sunrise from 7 a.m. on 7.
You will not want to miss that. Well, it seems some Islamic State fighters returning to Australia from Syria won't face charges. The Daily Telegraph reports many have escaped prosecution because it's difficult to prove what they've been up to overseas.
Hot topic this morning. To discuss it, we're joined by Sunday Herald Sun Deputy Editor Matt Cunningham in Melbourne and Gold Coast Bulletin Editor Kath Webber. Matt, surely tweets and Facebook posts by some of these people should be enough to prove they were taking part in jihadist activities, and let's make them retrospective.
You know, in the wake of what we saw happen with the Martin Place siege there before Christmas, we need to be doing everything we can to make sure that sort of thing doesn't happen again. I think authorities need to be making sure they're doing everything we can to keep an eye behind these people.
And I'm sure they would agree as well. It just depends on how they're able to do that within the confines of the law. Kath, what do you think? Do you agree that the laws need to be made retrospective so things like travel bans can be imposed?
19 out of 25 of those over in Afghanistan who came back to Australia were later involved in some form of terror-related activity. I mean, what are we as a country, a bunch of muppets?
Yes, we're a democracy. Yes, we believe in freedom of speech and everything like that. But hey, there's a line, and they're the line.
Yeah.
Let's move on. It seems many would-be teachers don't know the basics of reading and writing, would you believe? Kath, if our future teachers can't get the basics right, what about the people they're teaching?
I mean, this just shows that our education system needs a massive overhaul.
Matt, what do you think is the answer here? I mean, should they have to go through some kind of literacy test before being accepted into teaching courses at uni, or perhaps offered literacy courses first? Should they need it before then taking on teaching, maybe a short course?
You know, teaching is not a profession that really our best and brightest are aspiring to.
And literacy and grammar are things that can be taught. So an adult can learn how to do that before doing the course. You know, we don't want to cut out people that might otherwise make fantastic teachers, as long as they know well enough to teach the kids, obviously.
All right, guys, thank you for that.
It's not
Hey, Kath, happy birthday. 21 again. Perfect.
21 again.
In a moment, this morning's news and the heat warnings for Melbourne and Adelaide.
Plus, some very good news for Russell Crowe and the crew behind his film The Water Diviner. Nelson shares it with us next.
And happy New Year's Day to Nelson Aspen, who joins us from New York. Now, it's going to, by the sound of it, a good coup for Russell Crowe with his movie The Water Diviner kicking off 2015.
Yeah, I mean, you think you love him in Australia. They really dig him in Turkey. He went to Istanbul for the premiere of The Water Diviner, got a standing ovation, and now the film has taken the #1 spot in Turkey's box office, edging out the new Hobbit movie.
And Selena Gomez doesn't need Justin Bieber's help to run into problems.
You know, this happened to Rihanna. Rihanna went to a mosque and got in trouble for taking pictures and posting them. Well, Selena Gomez visited a mosque in Abu Dhabi, and she not only broke protocol by showing some skin, but she did a sexy pose, and that was frowned upon. When in Rome, you do as the Romans do.
Exactly
yes,
right.
precisely.
Expression.
Cool respect. Thank you, Nelson. Our top stories on Sunrise.
Across Australia, this is Sunrise on 7. Now live from Brekkie Central, Koch and Monique.
Hey, if you've just tuned in, thanks for joining us on this Friday morning.
Right now, it's time for the latest news with Hermione.
Thank you, Mon. Good morning, everyone. Egypt's highest court has quashed Peter Gresta's conviction and ordered a retrial, but the journalist is still behind bars, refused bail. Live now to Hugh Whitfield in Cairo, who was in court. Hugh, does this decision open up new options for him? Step in the right direction. Okay, thank you, Hugh, so much. Live from Cairo. Families of the victims of the New Year's Eve stampede in Shanghai have spent the night at the city's hospital pleading for answers. 36 people died in the crush, and families say authorities are refusing to release details on the condition of 47 others who were injured. Police are rejecting claims the stampede was triggered by fake money thrown into the crowd. And just ahead, why some new cars are now less safe. We'll reveal the changes to crash regulations, but first here's Koshi.
Thank you, Hermione. No markets opening because of New Year's Day, so we're picking Craig James' brain from CommSec, getting him to polish the crystal ball a bit to give us a few thoughts on the year ahead. Craig, shares and property. Like our share market has lagged the US in 2014, are we going to see any change in fortune there?
Put some of your money in property, some of your money in shares, some of your money in bonds, and make sure you do everything through the Commonwealth Bank and you'll be okay.
Ka-ching. Okay, all right, Craig, thank you for that. Time for sport with Brits.
Just log on to comsec.com, right? Australia's cricketers have received a vote of confidence for their sledging efforts against India, with Prime Minister Tony Abbott revealing the craft was central to his cricketing days while studying at Oxford University. Perth Glory coach Kenny Lowe says his side can't wait to take on Melbourne Victory in a top of the A-League table clash. All right, let's do some water polo right now and head down to Eddie at Bondi.
Barrett's. For Hermione, I mean, she's used to seeing this kind of thing at home, but for the rest of us, it's just sort of a novel and a bit exciting to see some water polo players in their budgie smugglers. So without further ado, I wanted to introduce you to the teams we have here this morning. From the beginning, we have Phil here from Serbia. Come on in, Phil. We have Theodoro, four-time Olympian from Greece. We have Alexander from Montenegro. We have Albert Espanyol from Spain, and our Aussie Sharks from the end, Captain Richie. We got James. We got Matt, we got Jono, we got Nathan, and we've got Jared. We also have an underwater camera, so we're going to bring you all the action a little bit later on from the pool here at Icebergs as we have a look at the weather. What is shaping up to be a very nice day.
Thank you, Eddie. Now, Australian journalist Peter Grester remains behind bars this morning, despite Egypt's top court granting him and his colleagues a retrial. For more, I'm joined by our Foreign Minister, Julie Bishop. Peter Grester's parents say it's positive. Do you agree with that?
I do, and our aim is to get him home as soon as possible.
Right. So deported, basically?
Yes.
Okay, so...
There are a number of options. This is not the only one, but at least...
What are the others?
Well, kind of prisoner transfer, or an accused person can be transferred back to another country, their home country.
It's a big deal for a president to pardon somebody and almost give the impression he's being pressured by first world countries, which Middle East countries don't like at all. They want to...
Well, David, no country likes being pressured in this way.
Love your view on this. Some Australians returning from fighting with Islamic State in Syria won't face prosecution here. Is that right?
I can't comment on individual cases, but we certainly have the power now to charge people with various offences relating to their time spent in Syria,
even
Iraq,
before the new laws were introduced,
well,
to be retrospective.
This is where it gets a little difficult. But most certainly anyone returning from Syria and Iraq who have been fighting with or supporting or promoting ISIL will be a person of interest.
We just want stronger action on fighters who have returned and fought before the laws introduced. They seem to have escaped through a loophole.
Well, that's why we changed the laws.
I know we're a democracy, I know we're a first world nation, I know we believe in freedom of speech, but there's a line, isn't there, that we've got to get rid of these people out of here.
I think the line has now been drawn with the new offences.
Quickly, you're quoted as saying this morning that 60 is the new 40. I love your way of thinking, being a similar age.
You like my word?
You think our older workers should get a better deal? Here, I'm with you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
Happy
David.
New Year.
And 41 is the new 18, just FYI. Great to have Julie Bishop in the studio with us. Now, we like to think that cars are getting safer, but Australian car safety standards have taken a step backwards since the start of 2015. Now, why have ANCAP made these changes?
What they're trying to do is homogenise their regulations.
All right, John, great to catch up with you today. Thank you.
Shortly on the show, Oprah's life coach joins us in the studio. Then later, the CIA finally reveals the truth about UFO sightings dating back to the 50s. Just wait until you hear their explanation.
And soon, a world record attempt in Melbourne. One bowl at a time, we're going to cross live to the man hoping to make history.
7 News update with Hermione.
Residents in Victoria and South Australia are being told to brace for extreme heat and fire conditions today. Temperatures are set to soar past 40 degrees in Adelaide, while Melbourne will reach 39. The first victim has been laid to rest after the Air Asia disaster. 47-year-old Hayati Hamid, a primary school teacher from Surabaya, Indonesia, was travelling to Singapore with her 10-year-old daughter, husband and mother-in-law. Poor weather is continuing to hamper the recovery mission.
Australian fast bowler Mitchell Johnson wants a pace-friendly SCG pitch, saying the wickets so far this summer have played into India's strengths. And the sun has proved no problem as ice hockey makes the move outdoors in the NHL's Winter Classic. Yeah,
outside.
Could be outside, isn't it?
I agree with Mitchell Johnson.
Yeah.
We go and play India and Pakistan, and they all rig their wickets to suit their style
teams.
of play.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Exactly right.
Get the curators on the line and say, hey, fair's fair.
Hopefully the SCG will get it right.
Yeah.
Be good.
Incredible.
Let's check your weather right now. Eddie's legs have gone a bit wobbly. That's not to do so much with the sea as it is the good-looking water polo players, Eddie.
My heart aflutter as well, Beretts, as we enjoy a bit of water polo.
Is it just me, or is that underwater shot really funny?
It's a bit mesmerising, isn't it?
It is. Oh, I thought
In what
funny,
way,
you thought
Hermione?
mesmerising.
In what way?
What are you mesmerised by? Like their athleticism?
No, just the movement of the water.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's all about the tides, isn't it? Still to come, he's on a roll for a world record. Meet the lawn bowls coach, hoping to stay on the green for 60 hours straight. We will cross live to the attempt.
Then she's known as Oprah's life coach. Gabby Bernstein is visiting Australia with good advice on how to change your life this year. She'll join us in the studio shortly. And back on our screens, the Veronicas. Their spellbinding Sunrise performance from last year is coming up very soon. Now, in a small community on the outskirts of Melbourne, a big project is underway this morning. It's a world record attempt by lawn bowler Tiger Richards at the Glenroy Bowls Club.
Now, the 66-year-old coach is attempting to bowl 60 hours straight to raise money for breast cancer. You're 25 hours in. How are you feeling? How's the body feeling?
Yeah, not too bad.
Are you actually hoping to achieve a lot in terms of a good game, or is it just a matter of standing upright for the 60 hours and continually doing it?
No, we're actually keeping the scores.
Raising money for a great cause. Good on you, mate.
Yeah, good on you, Kochie. Thanks, Monique.
Help Brian out through our website.
Indeed.
Now, if you're hoping to step into a less stressful and a happier year in 2015, our next guest is here to help. I always find, end of every day, think of something that has been great during the day. And it's amazing how it sets you up.
The power of positive thinking can carry you. It can completely reorganize your entire life.
Do you find that at times you're falling into negative thought processes, or you're not living your life as you're not doing as you say, and you have to pull yourself up?
Every day.
Do you close your eyes and put your hands like that?
You
like
can
they,
close your eyes, but
like
you
the
can do
gurus
this.
do?
Yes, you can. You can get into it if you want. Look at him. He's into
See,
it.
when I can't sleep at night, because we're shift workers, so your sleep's mucked up a bit, I always try and do the breathing thing.
Always. Does it work for you?
Yeah, it does.
Great.
It does.
And last night, when you had to think of your positive thing from yesterday, was it the sausage roll that we had yesterday morning?
No, it wasn't. It
Was
wasn't.
something about family and something more
I
positive?
was hanging out with the grandkids.
Yeah,
That was
nice.
good.
Gabby, great reminders. Thank you very much.
good to
Have a
see
great time in Australia.
Oh, I love this email from Barbara Smith on the soapbox. Water diviner, loved it. Eldest daughter who didn't want to see it, 24 years of age. You know, Barbara, my kids didn't want to see it either. I actually paid for them to go and see it because I think it's so important. But Barbara's daughter, after going and seeing it, said it was the best movie of 2014 that she'd seen.
And your
We all
kids?
loved it.
Was it
loved
worth
it.
the money?
And when Lib and I were going to The Hobbit, there was the queue for the water diviner, and they were all sort of older Australians. Look, whippersnappers, get in there. It's the 100th anniversary of Gallipoli this year, and this is a movie that does it so well. So go and see it over the holiday
And
period.
massive in Turkey.
Yeah,
as we
well,
heard earlier.
because
of course that relationship.
they told the Turkish side, which is really important in the whole Gallipoli history. So go and see it; it's worth it. Right now, let's get a 7 News update with Hermione.
Surf Lifesaving New South Wales is urging swimmers to take more care in the water after more than 40 incidents yesterday and 2 drownings. Live to Sunrise reporter Sean White in Manly now. Sean, New Year's Day was the busiest day for lifesavers in a long time.
It was a really busy day. Bondi was absolutely packed. The fact is, you can understand why. A New Year's Day, hot conditions. It's for the next few days, though, that Surf Lifesaving New South Wales will be really issuing a warning to everybody to just stay safe and swim between the flags, Hermione.
Okay, thank you so much, Sean. The battle for pop music supremacy was hard fought in 2014, and in America, a winner has been declared. Just 9 weeks since its release, Taylor Swift's album 1989 has become the year's bestseller.
But in Australia, she was beaten by the very best of INXS.
Oh, really?
It was the Australia's biggest selling album, double what Taylor Swift did
As
in
it should
Australia.
be.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
That's
off
good
the
news.
back of the great Channel 7 series this year.
Pretty good.
Fantastic.
Port Adelaide 60-second countdown. No.
Really? Did it spit, I'm sure.
All right, let's catch up with Eddie and weather.
Kochie, when it comes to the big names of water polo internationally, Francesco Babuscia comes to mind. I mean, he is, of course, Hermione's fiancé, and also the great Francesco. We did issue an open invitation to him at 6 a.m. this morning to come down in his budgie smugglers and play a game. Still hasn't turned up, but there's still time.
And it's terrific to hear from all of those guys from overseas. Looking forward to hearing from Jono and Nathan, who I noted earlier were the names of the Aussie guys that are in the team. Good Aussie names.
Yeah. Jared, Nathan, yeah.
All right.
Jono.
Okay, Eddie. Thank you.
See ya.
Now, after decades of theories about UFOs, the CIA has finally come clean about them. It says the agency itself was responsible for more than half of all sightings in the late 50s and most of the 60s, would you believe?
So just what was flying high in the sky all those years ago?
Isn't that fascinating? So are all UFOs that easily explained? Doug Moffat is a UFO investigator. He joins us now. Doug, UFOs, basically spy planes.
Well, that covers a very, very small part of the pie. I mean, to say that it covers half of reports from the 50s and 60s is absolute rubbish.
Fascinating. Are you a UFO believer?
I'm not a disbeliever.
Right. Oh, there you go.
You know, and I would say I'm sort of cynical about things, you know, but I don't know. Are you?
Tell us what you think. Logic says there must be somebody else out there, but whether they can get to us, I have no idea.
And whether they like to fly in a saucer.
Yeah. Doug, thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Coming up on Sunrise, megastar Celine Dion on her new passion for music and her family life at home. It's another Sunrise highlight from 2014.
That is a highlight. But after the break, something out of the box, we will check out the top tech trends for 2015. Find out what you'll be wearing to stay connected.
Oh, let's get a 7 News update with Hermione.
Thank you, Koshi. Good morning, everyone. Foreign Minister Julie Bishop is hopeful journalist Peter Greste could be deported back to Australia after an appeal hearing in Cairo. The court quashed his conviction last night for allegedly spreading false information, but he was still refused bail. A teenager is fighting for life in a Perth hospital after falling at a train station during New Year's Eve celebrations. Sunrise correspondent Matt Tinney is at the hospital in Perth. Matt, what's the latest on his condition? Thank you, Matt, for the update.
Celine Dion coming up very soon with a very favourite song. And that's your last bulletin for us for the week.
Oh, that is, yes.
Oh, thank you for joining us.
Do you like romantic songs?
I do, yes. They bring a tear to my eye.
We've learnt so much about you this week. Just to recap, Hermione was actually born in New Zealand, but she has a man of mystery that we... the only part of her life that we really haven't... She's been kept tight-lipped about. Morning to you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
It is so lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you finally.
Welcome.
Good to see you, Francesco.
Francesco, you are such a good sport. Thank you for coming in.
Good morning. How are you?
Just to recap, here was Hermione, had really led a lonely life up until she visited Croatia in 2013 and locked eyes across a crowded Croatian nightclub with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Did sparks fly from that very moment?
Yeah.
What did you think of her when you first locked eyes on Hermione?
I just was like, I'm so impressed about those eyes and that.
The accent, you're hot, you're lovely.
Really? I wouldn't go that far.
This is a bit over the top, I think. But thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm not going to say no.
Is it for real? Yeah. He cooks. Amazing.
They're engaged.
She just paid me to.
That's what I was getting at.
Happy. Have this beautiful fiance. I can't complain.
Oh,
I can't complain. I just say I can't complain.
I can though, because my knees are killing me sitting on the chair. So I'll sit over here.
Take this one.
Well, some of your friends are down there at Bondi.
Love on the Sunrise sets. They're beautiful.
Oh, Hermione, I warned you at the beginning of the week that Koch was going to go the full Spanish Inquisition. I don't think we ever imagined it would end up like this. But on behalf of Neil and myself, I'm so glad that you and Francesco have taken the attention off our relationship status. It certainly has, and I'm very much enjoying it. Wonderful morning, wonderful event. We'll see you on Monday, guys.
Gorgeous.
All right, well,
thank you, Eddie. Thank you, boys.
Up soon, megastar Celine Dion on how music has changed for her. It's more about best bits of 2014. Sunrise returns right after this.
With the best bit happening right now.
We're up all night to get lucky. 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 We're up all night to...
Now, there are concerns that many aspiring teachers are not up to scratch when it comes to literacy levels. A study of more than 200 secondary teaching undergraduates identified high rates of error in general spelling. Vocabulary was little better. Greta, what do you think?
Is this a surprise? These kids are probably 19, 20 years old and the product of our education system. It's no surprise they can't read and write and spell.
My thoughts about this are that I think, of course, we need our teachers to be able to teach our kids correctly, and spelling has to be there, and grammar and so on. But I don't think that we should be cutting out people that could otherwise be perfect teachers in every other sense. I think we need to teach them how to do it before they start their teaching degree.
I think that, I think more importance needs to be placed on perhaps academically.
But Greta's right. Sort of our kids went through, depended which year it was for a while, there wasn't, we're just going to teach them phonetic spelling, and then there was a different sort of spelling, and you go...
Or spell it how you feel it.
Exactly right. No, we did go through
it was really odd. I think one of the disappointing things about this study is the suggestion that this can't be changed. So if this is a realisation, let's get these student teachers in and encourage them to learn the basics of punctuation. And sorry, go on, Mon.
No, but the other issue is, why can't they spell? What's happening to our education system for them? Is it being just because I don't think when I went through, teachers didn't know how to spell and grammar. Do you think so?
But we're targeting teachers here. If you listen to the radio, listen to the punctuation and grammar in a radio commercial or a news read. It doesn't matter where it is. Or look at one of your newspapers.
Amongst our producers.
It's like, who are all fabulous.
Yes, exactly, but can't spell. All right, now Foreign Minister Julie Bishop has called on Australians to better value people aged over 60 or getting there.
It makes me think of the invisible woman syndrome that you often hear of women over 60 saying that they just feel invisible on the roads, in shops, they don't get served quick enough. I just urge everybody to look into the face of a woman...
It's not a gender-based thing, though. It's not, we're not talking women or men.
Both. Look into the face of a person in their 60s and over and see the experience and the wisdom that is there and what you can gain from.
Yeah, maybe don't look at Koch.
And all you'll see...
Have we got another example?
...is beauty.
What are you talking about, Mon? You've just discredited your whole argument.
All right, thank you, ladies. Now, after the break, we remember her from the Titanic theme. God, that song grates on me. But years later, Celine Dion is back making music, and she's a very nice person. I don't blame her for the song. Check out her interview with our own Angela Koch. It's another highlight from 2014 that we're going to bring you again right here on Sunrise next. Let's go back to Nelson in New York, and Kanye West has a new single out and it features one of the all-time greats.
The song is called Only One, and it's a tribute to his baby daughter.
Yeah, it's not quite in the realm of Isn't She Lovely, is it, Nelson? But still, sounds fine. Not quite there.
Taste is subjective.
Yes, very
what
true.
Can we say?
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice. All right, Nelson, thank you. Don't go anywhere. There is War of Sunrise in just a tick. Now, the past 12 months will be remembered as the year people turned cameras on themselves like never before.
Raphael Self has been looking back on the year of selfie esteem.
The gadget of the year has got to be the selfie stick.
Oh, yeah.
Or the Nassar stick.
How far will they go? How big will they be in 2015?
Yeah.
How long can your selfie stick go?
Well, we should get a good selfie of our expanding family here with Francesco.
Francesco, it's been lovely to meet you. We can understand why Hermione has hidden you away for the week. Not anymore.
All right, Hermione, thanks for all your efforts this
Thank
week.
you so much for having me, guys. It's been a great
Thank
week.
you for being a good sport with us too.
Yeah.
You have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy it. We will see you all on Monday.
Ciao.
See ya.
Ciao.
Ciao.